In regards to, we have so many of them. I'm trying to see which one to go with. Let's go to this one. Rich Californians flock to Las Vegas housing market as lawmakers considered wealth tax. Tom, you briefly mentioned this a little bit earlier. Now they're looking at Nevada. New data shows that by end of 2025, more than 23% of realtors, Realtor.com listings views for Las Vegas home came from LA, making it the leading source of out-of-market interest. San Jose accounted for more than 8% of the views, while Riverside, California, made up 4% of the views. Migration from California to Las Vegas may reflect both tax consideration and a meaningful affordability gap between the two markets. The gap is substantial. LA's typical home priced at topped at $1 million in January. That's insane. While San Jose's median listing price was at $1.1 million, Vinny. Median listing price at $1.1 million. In contrast, Vegas median listing price stood at $465,000 according to Realtor.com. For some clients, it's purely financial. They can sell a $2 million home to a $3 million home in California and purchase a comparable or larger property in Vegas for less while reducing their ongoing tax burden. Tom, thoughts?
So guess what? The headlines show that the billionaires are moving down to Florida, including Indian Creek is about to welcome the Zuckerberg family coming down there, and we already saw that the Google founders, Page actually brought his entire family office, a bunch of I think it was like 12 or 15 LLCs or something, Pat, that also got registered. In other words, he didn't just buy a vacation home; he put a bunch of LLCs, apparently according to the story, re-registered in Florida. So the billionaires are getting headlines are coming to Florida, but what about everybody else that's suffering under the housing insurance crisis, the car insurance crisis, the cost of living, what's happening to electricity in Florida? What about all the regular people, Vinny? You know what they're doing? They were searching on Zillow for $400,000 houses in Las Vegas. So think about all the things you could do. What if some of these people are remote IT workers? I could live in California. I could live in Las Vegas. They live over here. But the crazy thing, it just shows that the interest is there, that it's not just the billionaires leaving, Pat. You've got average people looking for $400,000 homes, and 25% of the traffic on Zillow and Realtor.com now is coming from California to no income tax Nevada, with a lot of, remember, it's not just Sin City at the core. There's huge areas and neighborhoods all through Las Vegas for people that live and work there and have nothing to do with the Strip.
It's so true. I mean, Vegas used to be when you think about Vegas, you would think about just casinos and all that stuff. First of all, casinos are down. Hotels are taking a hit. The only thing that's doing okay is events is doing okay. But people are living in Vegas as if it's a regular city to live in.
Yeah.
You have no state income taxes. You know, weather is decent. Of course, summertime gets very, very hot. But at the same time, it's down the street. So if you want to go back and visit family in LA, it's a 4-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive.
Flight.
Yeah, 45-minute flight. So it's not a bad option. A lot of my friends bought properties in Vegas and they lived there 185.
Really?
These are guys that make tens of millions of dollars per year, but they live in Vegas 185 to not have to pay that the state residential tax. You got to get the right accountants with that to help you out, but people that have experience, reputation. But they're doing that to save that money. Adam, thoughts?
Yeah, speaking of save that money, there's a lot of rich people that are going to have to make a come-to-Jesus decision over the next handful of years. So yesterday, I was invited to this amazing lunch and learn meetup, and it was all Silicon Valley guys. And it was put on by, I don't know if you know who Nas Daily is, massive YouTuber, influencer. If you pull him up, you've seen his face. And he was interviewing a guy named Keith Rabois. And Keith was an original PayPal Mafia guy. If you pull up Keith, R-A-B-O-I-S. He's a PayPal Mafia guy, and there was about 20, 30 guys there. They said, how many of you guys moved here from California or New York in the last 6 to 12 months? 18 of the 20 people in the room put their hand up. They all just moved here. How many people have been here for a couple of years? Three hands go up. How many people have been here more than 5 years? I'm the only hand in the room that goes up. Everyone's looking at me like, how long you been here? I'm like, my entire life. So what I'm seeing, my lived experience, is that these people are ready to get the hell out of California. I'm not saying that Silicon Valley isn't going anywhere. He talked about my friends. Mark Zuckerberg just bought a $200 million house. The Google boys are doing this. We all know that Jeff Bezos. This is his world. I don't know nothing about this world. I'm a fly on the wall, grateful to be there, sitting there, but I know Miami better than every single person in the room combined. And they're all saying this. At some point, the incentives have just vanished. And they don't appreciate the builders, the creators, the entrepreneurs. And in fact, they villainize them. And they say, we don't appreciate you so much that we're going to do everything in our power to take away all your money and drive you out of here. And at some point, they go, all right, peace out, bro. And they're all coming to Florida. Who did we just say just bought $1 billion house or is building a $1 billion house?
Dan Griffin.
What is it? The wealthiest house in the history of America? $1 billion. So these guys are coming, whether you like it or not. And it seems to be that California just doesn't care. So either they want a socialist hellhole or they just don't value the job creators. But I'll say this. Trump said something about the other day, goes, yeah, of course, Biden, he hired, hundreds of thousands of government employees. I got employees working in the private sector. There's a big difference between private sector jobs, entrepreneur, versus government jobs. Like you tell the story about going to DMV or going through TSA versus Clear. These are the guys that change the world, that build the companies, and they're getting the hell out of California. They're leaving New York, and they're coming to Florida. That's it.
There you go. And I don't think it's slowing down. If you're looking at buying property in areas, Tennessee's not going to slow down. Florida's not going to slow down. Nevada's not going to slow down. Texas is not going to slow down. North Dallas is going to keep growing, whether it's Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, all those areas. Right around this area, with what's happening right now with Pompano, building up a Waldorf Astoria. You got, what's the other one? Ritz. They used to be number 1, now they're number 26. So they're building Ritz and a few other properties that they got going on. They got a few of them that's being built. So you ought to be optimistic about these areas that you're in. And California, every time you're like they're gonna figure something out, they keep going back to doing dumb things, doubling down on dumb ideas. Okay,
doubling down on dumb.
This right here, by the way, these things cost $700 for each to make. They're all custom made. Listen to how heavy it is. Ready? This is very heavy. You can hurt somebody with this. Someone officially crossed 5,000 Menex, the fastest in a history of Menex, even faster than me. She crushes it on Menex. She keeps winning the super heavyweight champion of Menex on a monthly basis. Shout out to Lindy Lee. She just crossed 5,000.
That's crazy.
2 weeks ago, and she's already at 5,514 Menex that she's done. Lindy, this is on its way to you. For some of you guys that have questions, especially the conversations we have with Lindy, ask Lindy about the room she's been in with Hillary, Kamala, all these other guys raising money for the Democratic Party. She's got a lot of insight. Congratulations, Lindy. You officially get the first. Now the next one is the black one, which I just crossed 10,000 Menex myself. So this also happened. This works. It's funny when I'm looking at how much, the amount of, connections you can build with people, but respect to Lindy. Also, you know who quietly just passed Menex yesterday at 5,000? Guy named Adam Sosting just also
there
passed
we
5,000.
go.
But yours will come in. He just crossed 5,000 Menex. I sent it to you yesterday. Yours is being customly made. Lindy, this will be shipped out to you here very soon. You're amazing. Keep at it. And by the way, guys, just recently, Andrew Wilson is now responding on Menex. Alex Jones is on Menex. You got a bunch of different people. If you guys want to ask him questions, Kasperi and Emily Austin, Cuomo, a bunch of these guys responding to Menex. But Lindy is officially at 5,000 plus Menex. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.